Just waiting for it to go on.
Okay. Okay. I think we're live.
Sure, no problem. Give me 1 second.
I don't have no intro.
It's live on your page.
It should be live. It should be live
nope.
on your.
Oh, there we go.
Yep,
Perfect.
should be.
All right, hold on 1 second. I'm just going to share it. Let me send this to Stacy. Thank you so much for doing this, Linda. I really appreciate it as well.
Both of you.
She's saying thank you, Linda, for doing this.
Oh, no problem.
We're making some spaghetti and meatballs.
Sounds good.
Oh man, I feel
Sounds good.
so bad. I took you away from dinner. I took you away from dinner. All right. Let's see. What's today? Today's the 26th. All right. I'm just gonna get ready to start the show. Good evening, everyone. Today is Tuesday, January 26, 2021. Welcome to the DJ Dani Show on HamiltonRadio.net, stream HR2, which are right now today we are on stream HR1. Normally we are on HR2. I'm joined in on GoToMeeting with the amazing and iconic 1950s singer-songwriter. I have Bobby Rydell here. Thank you so much for being here.
A pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. And we also have my father over here, Doc G. He's co-hosting because he has lots of questions as well as the interview for yourself. So thank you again
Fire
for taking
away.
All right. So where do you want to start? Do you have something you wanted to say just at the beginning?
Well, I wanted to ask him, when you originally started out as an iconic singer or songwriter, did you plan on that or did it just happen to you, Bobby?
Well, when I was about maybe 6, 7 years old, if I had any talent within me whatsoever, my father was the first one to see it. And he used to take me around to nightclubs when I was 7, 8 years old. I would sing a couple of songs and do some imitations, and people would applaud. And I would say, oh, my God, all I have to do is do this, and they do that. What a wonderful feeling. So basically, at that very, very early age, that was kind of like my vaudeville that got me ready for things that were going to happen later on in my life as far as show business was concerned and recording industry as well.
And it was just something.
That's really an amazing story. I mean, and you started just getting all the shows and possibilities. Did you get an agent or did you do it on your own?
I'm sorry? Did you get
an agent? Did you get an agent or did you do it on your own?
Well, to make a long story short, a dear friend of mine, Frankie Avalon, called me up one time and he was playing trumpet in a band called Rocco and the Saints. And Frankie and I go back when I was 10 years old. Frankie was about 12. And there was a drummer in the band called Chippy Peters. His real name was Chippy Broncata. And he got sick. And Frank said, can you come in and fill in, to play drums? So I said, yeah, sure, Frank. And there was a band that was playing. They were the top band. They were a band called Billy Duke and the Dukes. And the bass player was a man by the name of Frankie Day. And after we got done our set, Frankie Day came over to me. I was like 15, 16 years old. And he said, I'd like to manage you, kid. I said, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Talk to my father. So, my dad was there and we shook hands and he became my manager when I was like, I think 16 going. Yeah, well, I was about 15 and a half, 16 years old. And he became my manager and we lasted from about 1956 to a good 14 years. And it was a marvelous relationship and we had a wonderful time and a lot of good things happened for me, and he was a good man. Frankie Day was his real name was Francesco Cocchi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Italian.
Yeah,
sure.
I was going to say it sounded Italian.
Oh, yeah, provi Italiano, provi.
Well, I wanted to start a little bit just with everybody that knows regarding who you are. What would you say your earliest influence to music was, just growing up?
Well, when I was 5 years old, my dad took me to a place in Philadelphia called the Earl Theater. And my father loved big bands, and he wanted to introduce me to big band music at that early age. So he took me to see the Benny Goodman Band. It was an afternoon performance, and I'm 5 years old, and the music was absolutely phenomenal. 4 trumpets, 4 trombones, 5 saxophones, piano, bass, drums, rhythm guitar, playing all of the songs from the American Songbook. All of the great songs from back then. And I said to my dad, I don't know who that guy is, Daddy. I said, but I want to be him. And that was the drummer who was playing for the Benny Goodman Band, and his name was Gene Krupa. And I started by playing drums at about 5 years old, and that was all because of seeing Gene Krupa with the Benny Goodman Band.
So
Back
starting
in
at
19, let me see, back in 1947.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I know that you were also known for being the youngest playing at the Copacabana. You were the headliner, right? When you were
I was 19 years old, the youngest performer to ever work the Copacabana. Yeah. What a feather in my cap, for sure.
So cool.
But you were also 9 when you officially was doing more of like drums, or when you played there.
Well, like I said, when I was 5, and my dad took me to see Benny Goodman. Gene Cooper was playing drums, and I said, "That's what I want to be, Dad. I want to be a drummer." And I started playing drums when I was 5, 6 years old, and to this day, I still play. I don't use it in my act anymore, but I still have my kit. I still have my kit downstairs in my music room. Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Of course.
I have a quick question, just to segue into the drumming thing.
Sure.
I remember you when you did Bye Bye Birdie, that you did this little thing when.
Oh yeah, right on the Lots of Living number.
Right? Yeah. So that's where your drumming ability was involved before you were.
I really don't know why we did that, but I guess the director George Sidney, who was a wonderful man, and he evidently knew that I was a drummer. So that's one particular.
There's a lot of people commenting. That's what we're clicking on.
See, where ice bop, boom, 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 ba-da, 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 ba-da. There are chicks, right on the Lots of Living number. Yeah.
Wow.
Really cool.
That's so much fun.
I mean, the movie is still iconic to me, Bobby, and I love every part of the movie.
It's a great movie. I'm not a movie star. I'll never be a movie star. But if there was one motion picture that, to be in, it was absolutely Bye Bye Birdie. It's a classic.
How did it feel with the opportunity with just being casted in the role, for Bye Bye Birdie, but also working with Anne Margaret?
What can I say about that? Are you kidding? Anne Margaret?
I had to.
Oh my God. We both screen tested together for George Sidney, who was the director. And, basically when you do a screen test, they want to see what kind of personality you have, how you come across on camera, so on and so forth. Read a few lines from the script. And I think Anne, at one time, she sang like, one boy, one special boy. And I sang one girl, one, yada, yada, yada. And I go home, and 2 weeks later, I get a call from my manager at that time, Frankie Day, said, "You landed the part of Hugo Peabody." And that was back in 1963. And, like I said, I'll never be a movie star, but if I was ever in one motion picture, Bye Bye Birdie, is a classic.
Well, we found out a little bit also with not even reading your biography that we didn't know that in Greece, the reason why they had it as Rydell.
I know where you're going, and I haven't the slightest clue why in Greece the high school is called Rydell High. I don't know why. It could have been Fabian High, Everly High, Presley High, Anka High. They picked me. What a tribute. Absolutely. Oh my God, what a tribute. Yeah, for sure. It's iconic. It's totally iconic. Rydell High in Greece.
Well, I know you've gotten a lot into drumming when you were little. When did you first start getting interested in music? Did you like sing or stuff when you were little?
Very early. Yeah, very early. Like I said, when my dad took me to nightclubs, I was singing and doing impersonations when I was 7, 8 years old.
So did you ever sing at open mics?
I'm sorry?
Did you ever sing at open mics when you were at nightclubs? Or you just wrote it down?
An open mic?
Yes, like open mics at night.
We never had that. We never had back then. There was a club in Philadelphia called the RDA Club. and there was a band leader by the name of Bobby Escoto. He had a Latin band,
Mhm.
and you know, they were all good musicians. And I got up and I sang a couple of songs and I did some impersonations, and people applauded. You know, and at 7, 8 years old, I said, you know, like I said earlier, my God, all I have to do is do this and they do that. You know, what a wonderful feeling, you know. So that's basically how it all started, you know.
That's amazing.
That is
to think
amazing.
about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a career. Beyond your singing, I mean, you mentioned Frankie Avalon and Fabian and all these. I know they were all your friends,
Right.
but
Yeah.
they were still your friends all the way up till now, right?
Well, Frankie and I, we go back. I was 10 years old. Frankie was 12. So I've known Frankie, you know, since I was 10. I lived at a place called 2423 South 11th Street in South Philadelphia. And Fabian lived on the 2500 block of South 11th Street, a half a block away from where I was born and raised. I never knew Fabe, you know, because in South Philadelphia, you know, everybody had different hangs. Each corner had a different hang. You hang with a certain amount of guys, a certain amount of girls. So I really didn't know Fabe until, you know, things started happening in the business. And then we got together, you know, and we became friends. And back in 1985, my manager at the time, Dick Fox, put a show together called The Golden Boys. And it was Frankie Avalon, Fabian, and myself. And it was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. The crowds were fantastic. The show was a big, 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 monstrous hit. And I turned to Frank, who you know, I call Cheech, which is Frank in Italian.
Right.
I said, Cheech, this is great. I said, but how long is this going to last? A year, 2 years top, it's going to be over. That was 1985. We're going into 2021. We're still doing the show. And it's a great show. It really is.
God bless you all. Yeah.
But just
I don't know when the hell we're going to get back, but you know, who the hell knows when that's going to happen, you know.
Well, you still communicate and talk to them, right? Like, do you guys?
Absolutely, absolutely, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
So you have things coming up once life is officially open again.
Whenever that's going to happen, yeah. You know, there have been a lot of engagements that have been canceled, postponed, so on and so forth. And you know, we just got to play it by ear. You know, we got to see what happens. You know, from here on in. You know.
Well, we got a lot of shout outs too, Bobby. I just want to get to some of them. First of all, my friend Paul Mack from Australia, good friend of mine, actually does a show here.
I love Australia. Is what my favorite out of the United States of America. Australia is my favorite place in the world.
Oh, nice.
I've never been.
Oh, I've been down there 22 times since 1960.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I got
Where's
more
your
shout
friend
out.
from?
He's in Australia. I don't know if he's near the Outback or Sydney. Maybe Sydney. I don't know.
Well, Sydney's on the East Coast. Sydney, you know, Melbourne, the Gold Coast. If you're talking about the Outback, that's in the middle of Australia.
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Well, yeah.
I'm just. He might answer us, but there's a question from Ted Davenport. Can you read that to him?
Yes, they said I remember him as a guest on the Danny Thomas show. I couldn't buy enough of his records after that.
Yeah, that was a show called Make Room for Daddy.
Yes.
And I was so, let me see, at that time, maybe 19, 20 years old. And I played a wise guy. On the show. And I was a singer, and Danny Thomas was the headliner at supposedly the Copacabana. And I was a waiter during the show, and he calls me up to sing, and I do All of Me on the show. And Danny Thomas and myself had a great relationship. You know, back then he was you know, years ago he prayed to God, Danny Thomas, just give me something, you know, dear Lord, to set me straight, you know, give me the right path to go on to in my career, in my life. And that's, well, then what happened, of course, was the St. Jude Hospital, you know, and in the beginning, it was a thing called ALSAC, Aiding Leukemia-Stricken American Children. And I was the teenage president with mister Thomas. And we toured for a year and a half or so, just going around promoting, the St. Jude Hospital, which is, of course, in Memphis, Tennessee. And he was a wonderful man, absolutely wonderful. And I was so proud to be associated not only with him, but I've had the opportunity in my life to work with all of the greats of the business, George Burns, Jack Benny, Perry Como, Milton Berle, Red Skelton, Danny Thomas, so on and so forth. I consider myself a very, very lucky man.
Now, it looks like Paul Mack, the one from Australia, responded. He said he's on the East Coast between Sydney and Brisbane.
Oh, okay. He's between Sydney and the Gold Coast. The Gold Coast is up in Brisbane.
And he said he thinks that you played the stadium back in the day. The stadium.
Oh yeah, the Sydney Stadium. That was 1960, and I was with the Everly Brothers. They were the headliners at the time. The Everly Brothers, Don and Phil, and the band that backed me up was a band called Cold Joy and the Joy Boys. And to this day, we're still friends. And I'm talking about 1960, and we still talk to one another.
Friendship.
Yeah, really. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Who's sending a nice Eagles hat? Valerie Zelinsky.
Oh, you can see him. Yeah.
You can see all the things.
Show this one again so he can see them too. Just so he gets an idea.
Yeah, sure.
All the comments that are coming in for you.
Yeah. Everybody's saying they like what you're doing. They love your career. And they have a lot, they might have questions for you too. So we're opening up the question.
So what I wanted to know, because being in Bye Bye Birdie, a lot of people just have an idea. Did you know Elvis? Did you know
Never met him.
Never met
him. Never met him in my life.
Now, being a part of the show or anything, did it seem like, your character with you being with Anne Margaret, like you guys were all super close, like you were great friends? Offset and on set.
Who? Anne and myself?
Yes, you and Anne, correct.
Oh my God, Anne and I have been friends since 1963. She'll call me, I'll call her just to say hi, how you doing? It's been a while, but the last time I talked to Anne was when her husband passed away, Roger Smith.
Oh.
And I just called her up, to give my condolences. And she told me, she said, "Oh my God, Bobby, thank you. But you remember how sick he was." And I said, "I certainly do." And, and he was sick for quite a while, quite a long time. He had some kind of a nervous disorder. I really don't know exactly what it was.
No, it's okay.
But,
yeah. Oh my God.
No, but they were married for, 50 years, for crying out loud. Anne and Roger Smith. And she's still a sweetheart. She's still a beautiful lady. And I'm really happy and honored to say that she's a friend.
Well, I was going to say, regarding with Anne Margaret, did you do any other projects besides Bye Bye Birdie with her?
No. With Anne?
With Anne Margaret, yes.
Oh, no. I would have loved, to have done something with her, like, years later after Bye Bye Birdie, My son, who was working for a toy company, he was saying, Dad, he said, we should make a thing of you and Anne, a doll, like a Barbie, a Barbie doll as Ken McAfee and Hugo Peabody. Well, that never happened, But
that would have been a great idea.
That was a good thought. Yeah. My son has a good business mind. He really does.
You still have time, though, if that's something. I mean, a lot of people are buying things more online. So
I would buy it.
Oh, I do. Oh, I buy everything online. This hat came from online.
I know. They keep mentioning the Eagles hat. So
I want to ask you, when you were with some of the music artists, you were talking about big bands. Did you ever want to be with a big band? Were you with a big band like Benny Goodman or anything like that?
No, I was only 5 years old when I saw Benny Goodman.
No, I mean, when you got older, were you with any big band?
No, but a very dear friend of mine, his name is Luciosi, and we lived next door to one another, and we grew up together. He was a month younger than me. I was born in April '42. He was born in May '42, and Louis was a trumpet player and a barber. And one time he called me up and he said, Bob, I have a big band. I have an 18-piece big band. And we rehearsed at a club called the Clef Club here in South Philadelphia. And he said, I'd like you to come and play drums with the band. And I said, Lou, I haven't read, music in a lot of years. And he said, I don't care about reading, man. And all I want is time. I said, I'll give you time, man. And I pride myself on time. As far as keeping, tempos and rhythm together. And I used to go every Monday night at the Clef Club with an 18-piece band, and we'd play like Basie charts, Ellington charts, Goodman charts, Duke Ellington, so on and so forth. And it was wonderful. It was absolutely fun, wonderful. But, I never went out and played with a big band. When I do my shows, if I'm doing my shows by myself, other than, with Frank and Fade, I normally have anywhere between 10 to 16 pieces. And when we have a 16-piece orchestra, it's 3 trumpets, 3 trombones, 5 saxophones, piano, bass, drums, rhythm, guitar, and percussion, which is a wonderful sound. Wonderful sound.
Sure.
That's a beautiful piece. I mean, like you're having 16-piece in a certain type of
instrument. Yeah. And, where I live, of course, here on the East Coast, right outside of Philadelphia, we work Atlantic City a lot, as far as the casinos are concerned. And when I work Atlantic City, all of the musicians there that I've worked with for God knows how many years, they're all marvelous players. I mean, really, really marvelous players. And I don't have to do a thing. I mean, all I know is that I got 16 hunks behind me, playing their ass off. And all I have to do is walk out on stage and sing. Because I know everything behind me is happening. I don't have to worry about the band, man. I know everything is cooking. It's happening.
You want to say Ted's question?
Yeah, I got a question for him. But Ted Davenport, he said, what age did you discover that amazing singing voice?
That's a good question. I really don't know because, like I said, at like 7, 8 years old, I would sing and I would do impersonations. So, amazing. I don't know how amazing it was. I'm 78 years old, going to be 79 hopefully in April. My chops are still great. I'm singing fine.
Look amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. It amazes me, for crying out loud. And I've had problems, with my back. I broke my femur a couple of years ago, and this. So I really can't stand up on stage all that long. So I sit a lot, and people, a lot entertainers, who are very dear friends, they say, "How the hell do you sing so good when you're sitting down?"
They're jealous.
I say, I don't know, man. It's just happening,
You're blessed. That's why. You could just
I guess so, yeah. I'm very, very blessed for sure.
That's awesome. Well, I wanted to know a little bit just into your career when you were starting to sing. Who did you have open up for you, if you remember some names? Just getting yourself out there more in the industry.
Oh my God. I remember, I don't know if it was maybe it was the very first time at the Copacabana. A female comedian opened up for me, and that was Toadie Fields.
Oh, I remember her.
I don't know if you remember Toadie Fields.
Sure.
And yeah, she was such a sweetheart. I mean, she came with me to Pittsburgh at a place called the Holiday House in Pittsburgh. Then we went to the Copacabana, and she opened for me, and she was absolutely what a wonderful lady. And then as things happen in the business, you got the highs, the lows, the peaks, the valleys. Then she became, superstar. And I was her opening act at a place called the Latin Casino in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And then from there, we went to the Riviera in Las Vegas. There were, a lot of guys like Stewie Stone, marvelous comedian. We've worked together for, oh, God knows, I don't know how many years. A lot of opening acts that I'm very happy, we're very proud to be, associated with those people.
Of course.
Because, the reason being is that if you're the star of the show and you have an opening act that bombs, now you got to go up there and lift the audience from down here to all the way up there. So I always want an opening act that's going to leave them crying, laughing, screaming, so on and so forth. So then when I walk out, all I have to do is let's go. Let's hit it, man.
Your routine
already pumped up, ready to go. Yeah.
Absolutely. You don't want nobody bombing in front of you.
On stage when you perform, have you had a lot of people that wanted encores, or how many encores have you done in one set?
You know what? My first manager, Frankie Day,
Mm-hmm.
I hardly ever did an encore. And Frankie always used to say to me, leave them wanting for more. Don't do an encore.
Oh.
So whatever my last tune was, the band played bow music, I was off.
Okay.
No,
so you never did an encore.
But back then, no, I never did.
Okay.
Today, every once in a blue moon, yeah, I'll do an encore.
You surprise them.
Yeah, for sure.
Now I have a question for you. On your song repertoire, the songs that you've done over the years, what is the one most requested? Is it Wildwood Days, or is it something?
No. My signature song, my opening music, my bow music is Volare. That's my signature song.
Right.
Yes,
Okay.
Everybody Well, everybody loves all the songs.
Well, you've got you have so many different songs. I mean, really, you do.
Yeah. My first hit record was the summer of 1959. It was a song called "Kissin' Time." And that was my very first hit record. And then from there on, we had, my God, a lot of, chart records. I never had a number one in Billboard or Cashbox. Never, none of my, hit records, my million sellers, which were three, Wild One, Volati, and Forget, never went to number one. All went to number two in Cashbox and in Billboard, the trade papers.
Is there a way we can make it go to number one this year? Is there a way
you can always sit. You could go back in a race,
Time machine.
Yeah, right.
Time machine. Oh boy, wow. No, I mean, if you get into some of the lyrics for some of your songs, where do you feel as if your inspiration came from?
You know what? When I was with Cameo, which later became Cameo Parkway, my boss was a man by the name of Bernie Lowe. He was the president of the company, and Cal Mann did most of the lyrics. And, they would just throw a piece of music up to me. And whether it be Kissin' Time, Wild One, We Got Love, Swingin' School, so on and so forth. And I just went into the studio and recorded the stuff. I didn't know, they sounded good to me. Everything sounded good, that when we recorded, I didn't know what was going to be a hit, what was not going to be a hit, But I was very lucky to be associated with Cameo and Cameo Parkway. It was a great independent label in Philadelphia, and produced not only me, but my God, we had Chubby Checker was on the label, the Dovells, the Times, Dee Sharp. It was a great label, back then. And there was one thing about Cameo and the Motown sound. When you dropped the needle on the record, you immediately knew that it was either a Motown record or a Cameo record. It had the distinct sound. Cameo and Motown had a distinct sound when you drop the needle on the record.
Now, Bobby, could you take me a little bit through your songwriting process, even if it's till this day?
I never wrote. I didn't write anything.
Oh, okay. You just sang it.
No. I just whatever they put in front of me, lyrically, musically, I never wrote anything.
Oh, okay.
If I wrote a lot of the songs that I recorded, I'd be in Tahiti right now, laying on a beach somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere
with Bo
far
Derek
away from
or whatever.
Yeah, no mask, maybe either. Maybe, just maybe. So.
And no masks. Yeah, no, please give me a break, please.
Do you have merchandise or any information?
Yeah, if anybody, I have a book out. It's called Bobby Rydell, Teen Idol on the Rocks, A Tale of Second Chances. And you go to BobbyRydell.com, and there's all kinds of merchandise. There's hats, there's coffee mugs, keychains. You can buy the book. So you just go to BobbyRydell.com.
Oh, I didn't know I love coffee, so I definitely would get a coffee mug.
Yeah, me too. I gotta have my coffee. I have 2 cups of coffee in the morning. I like that because it makes me go to the bathroom.
I mean, that's what you got to do. If that's the way that you go, that's the
absolutely.
way you go.
Yeah, because if you don't, you can be a very mean person. So you got it.
So Ted Davenport said, "What type of song did you prefer?"
Good.
Well, like I said, my dad first took me when I was 5 years old to, see the Benny Goodman Band. I love the songs from that particular era, like the, oh my God, the late 30s going into the early 40s, the songs from the American Songbook. I love, not only the songs that I have recorded, of course, which I do on stage, but I'd like to do other things as well from the American Songbook. And if I do those particular songs, which I do, they're basically songs from Mr. Sinatra, who I had the extreme pleasure of meeting when I was 19 years old at the Copacabana.
Wow.
Frank Sinatra.
So cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did you ever get a chance to sing with him?
No, I wish. My God, I'd probably be pretty scared, But he, when I first met him, he was at the Copa, and he was sitting with 4 people, and the 4 people were Sammy Kahn, Jimmy Van Heusen, who are marvelous lyricists, songwriters, Richard Conte, great actor, and Joe DiMaggio. And Jules Bedell, who was the owner of the Copa at the time, he hit Sinatra on the shoulder and he said, "Frank, I'd like you to meet the kid." And Sinatra stood up with those blue eyes and he put his right hand out and he said, "How you doing, Robert?" He called me Robert. I said, "Fine, Mr. Sinatra, how are you?" He says, "I'm wonderful. Would you care to join us?" I sat there like in Italian, we call it a mamaluke. I didn't say 2 words. I was in awe, And that was the first time I met the old man, and he was, he was marvelous, absolutely marvelous. I got a picture with him. He has whichever arm on my shoulder, and he's got my album, Rydell at the Copa, under his arm, and he wrote to me, "Dear Bobby, best always, your friend Frank Sinatra." I mean, at 19 years old, are you kidding? I have admired Mr. Sinatra since I was 10 years old. And that was all my dad introduced me to the Benny Goodman Band. And then when I heard Sinatra, I said, "Oh my God, oof, what a, fine, just everything man did was just impeccable, just impeccable." There's a lot of singers out there today, who I admire. And one guy who's out there today is a guy by the name of Michael Bublé. And he's a marvelous singer. I absolutely adore Bublé. Matter of fact, he recorded a song that I recorded. It was the first song that introduced him to the public, called "Sway." And that was one of my hit. That was one of my hit records back in the 60s, And I always told my manager, I said, I would just love to do one song with Bublé, and that would be "Sway." And I don't even care. I don't even want to get paid. I just want to do "Sway" with Michael Bublé. Just go on, like that. Oh, here's a special guest, so on and so forth. But as far as singers are concerned, to me, a very dear friend of mine who I think is one of the greatest singers that I've ever heard in my entire life, him and his wife, was Steve Lawrence and Edie Gourmet.
Yeah,
You know,
I agree.
And you can even talk to Steve Lawrence, who is just a marvelous, impeccable phrasing, singer,
Mm-hmm.
uh, vocally, But he learned everything from the old man. He learned everything from Sinatra, for crying out loud.
Man.
He had that. See, a comment to that is he had that smooth style music that he wrapped around it just like Sinatra, just like you said. I love that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I mean, let me see who else. There's not too many guys that I can say, were like the old man, but Steve Lawrence was absolutely, one of them. He's up there, man. Steve had great chops. He could swing. As far as his tonage is concerned, he was always right there. You never hardly ever hear him sharp, flat. He bang, he was right there.
Bobby, from all the things that you've done, like with music and acting, where did the time come where you wanted to write a book?
You know what? Years ago, after you do a show, you hang around, you talk to people, and then it's just like, the BSing, after a show. And everybody would say to me, Bobby, you have so many great stories. Why don't you write a book? Well, I was like, 19, 20 years old. Who wants to read a book from a 19-year-old kid? So my wife now, Linda, said, you should really sit down with somebody and write a book. So I sat down with a gentleman, his name Alan Slutsky, who's a marvelous guitar player. And he also did a documentary on the shadow, standing in the shadows of Motown, and the Funk Brothers. So I've known him for years, and we sat for like close to 2 years just with a tape recorder, a pad, and a pencil, and I poured my heart out to him. And then we came up with the book. We came up with Bobby Rydell, Teen Idol on the Rocks, A Tale of Second Chances. And it's a marvelous book. I'm very, very proud of it. It's very sincere. It's very honest. And there's a lot of things in the book that people don't know about Bobby Rydell. So I'm very proud of the book. And once again, if anybody wants to, purchase it, you just go to BobbyRydell.com. You go to merchandise, and there's all the stuff on there. The book, the coffee, like you said, the coffee mugs.
Coffee mug. I was going to say, Bobby, is there? Oh, you have masks on there?
No, hats.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said masks.
No masks. No.
Okay.
Get out of here with that.
Can you get the book signed? Like, would you be able to sign the book?
Well, if people order the book, from the website, I can personalize the book as well, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so would that be part of like the order? You would just put it like in the order if there's a way that you could do it, or a certain charge?
If they write, if they write to the website and they say I would like to have the book personalized to whoever, Linda and Jake, and I'll sign, I'll sign the book and personalize the book for sure. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really exciting to know, because I know a lot of people that are tuning in right now, like Stacy Lytle and Valerie, that are all tuning in. So I'm sure they're all looking to get merchandise from you. So they can get something signed when they buy it from you. They would be very happy.
Absolutely, for sure.
It's amazing that you can give the opportunity with your time.
Oh, hey, look, if it wasn't for those people out there,
That's right.
Absolutely, and yeah, for sure. Let's say I'm 78, going to be 79 in April.
Oh,
and I've been in the business now 60 years, since 1959. So I've been blessed and very fortunate, still able to sing fairly well, in tune, hit all of the notes, so on and so forth. And what a great variety of people who have been fans since 1959. And it's all because of them that I'm, still around and doing what I love to do.
Especially
when the hell we're ever going to get back is another story.
That's very true.
Hey, well, you got to remember she's young too. She's only.
I'm 23.
But
I grew up watching him, listening to him.
Taught her your music years ago. The question I have for you, Bobby, is when artists today, you have any advice for them on to?
I'm sorry.
Do
Oh,
you have any advice for artists?
not
today?
really. What can I say? When I mentioned earlier that my dad took me to the nightclubs when I was 7-8 years old, it was kind of like my vaudeville. They got me ready for things that were going to happen later on in my life and my career as far as show business, recording, so on and so forth. And I would just say, if you have any talent whatsoever, just try to nurture your craft. There's a lot of people liken me to the Justin Bieber, of yesteryear, and God bless him, man. God bless him. He's a very talented guy, but things that happened to him overnight, when he was like, I don't know what, 15 years old, and then bang, all of a sudden he's making millions of dollars. I don't know how you can handle that, as a 15-year-old kid, My God, when I was making $3,000 a week, I said, wow, man, I used to go to school with 3 pennies, to buy 2 cents. It was 2 cents. 2 cents, 2 cents, the Catholic school with the nuns, 2 cents for pretzels and 1 penny for the pagan babies. And I still, to this day, don't know who the hell the pagan babies are. We used to put a penny in a box for the pagan babies.
Okay. I thought that was a food. I didn't know what that was supposed to be.
No, it was a box. Donate a penny for the pagan babies.
Well, it paid for them, I'm hoping, maybe.
Say what?
I said I'm hoping it paid for them.
Well, I don't know. Everybody in the class had to put a penny in the box for the pagan babies, So how many kids were there in the class? 20, 25? So it's 25 cents every day for the pagan babies.
There you go.
I don't know who the hell they are.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, I just wanted to get a little bit back into your music industry when you were just out there. I mean, being so young and getting a chance to tour around, did you ever have like stress?
What do you mean fool around? I fooled around a lot.
Oh, no, touring. No, I meant like on tour, just getting ready to sing. Did you ever have anxiety or stress or anything to deal with?
No, always. To this day, it's always nervousness. Before,
okay, so you have nerves
before hitting the boards and singing. There's always,
how do you overcome it?
Wait, I think I have to.
Oh,
okay. God bless you. It's okay. It's okay. You're good.
God, one more. I'll tell you, that feels so good after that. Another
God
one.
bless you. God bless you.
That feels so good after the surgery. I'll tell you that. I basically to this day, prior to going on stage, I just walk around and I'm very quiet, stay to myself. Another one. No.
It's okay. Well, look, I'm glad that your nose is feeling a lot better regarding the situation you had, earlier in the month. So I'm thankful that you are doing a lot better that way.
You want another tissue?
I'm sorry. I was. Say again, please.
No, it's okay. I said I'm very glad that you're doing a lot better versus what happened during the beginning of the month. With your nose and everything.
Yeah, it was so weird. It was a Tuesday a couple of weeks ago. It was like 3:30 in the morning.
Yes,
and I sneezed.
3 times.
I sneezed, and a little bit of blood came out, which I guess was, kind of normal.
Mm-hmm.
And then I laid down, and it was like the Red Sea opened up again, And I went, oh my God! So my wife, we went to a community center here where I live now. They tried to do something, but nothing happened, and then the doctor said, "We're going to have to send you to Jefferson Hospital, which is a marvelous hospital here in Philadelphia." And they called an ambulance, and I went in. It was a Tuesday at about 12:30 in the afternoon. I went to the hospital, and I was there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and they finally took me to surgery on a Friday. And
You got out on Sunday.
and then from there, so far everything is fine. And I love when I sneeze; it feels really good. Well,
So you might sneeze again.
yeah.
Well, I'm very glad. That's really exciting. I mean, it's amazing of everything that you've done since you were little. I mean, right now with Corona, it's hard for a lot of people to go out there and do anything. So what have you been doing best for yourself and your fans?
I'll tell you the truth. My wife and I, we go out all the time.
Good.
We don't give two shits about the Corona. We're not going to get no vaccine. We don't care. George Carlin does a great thing. If you ever go on YouTube, listen to George Carlin about your immune system and germs. And it's absolutely wonderful. He says, I don't care. They can sneeze, they can cough, they can fart on me. I don't care. Yeah. My immune system, he said, we used to swim in the Hudson River.
Exactly. Right. That's right.
Everybody got polio but us kids in New York when we swam in the Hudson River with all of the sludge and the dirt and the crap,
Yeah.
We don't care. My wife and I'll tell you the truth. My wife and I, we're living our life. We're living our life. We're having a great time.
No fear.
And you know what? We go out. We party. We have friends. We do the stuff. We do the mask. We do the social distancing and all of that stuff.
But you're
But
thankful.
the rest of it is all bullshit. It's all friggin' bullshit.
I love them.
Well, we did the mask.
And Dr. Fauci's another one who's bullshit. All he cares about is the almighty dollar.
No.
That's all he cares about. Him and Bill Gates and Soros and all of those other.
Man, you're right on board with me, brother.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you ever so much.
I'm gonna let Linda know.
Christ, they should all drop dead. That'd be wonderful.
How are you handling
And
technology?
if there's a virus out there, they all get it.
Well, they all get it.
Yeah, let them all get it.
Well, this to say the new thing they want to do is double mask everybody, and that's just going to deplete oxygen in your body.
Oh yeah, why don't you wear a straitjacket as well? Put everybody in a straitjacket, double mask, handcuffs. Get the hell out of here.
It's just absolutely.
My wife is what? Wait a minute.
Fauci's recommending 2 masks.
Yeah, well, that's what they're just saying. Fauci recommends 2 masks.
Cut off more oxygen.
First he says it's going to be this, and then he says no, it's all going to be fine. Then he goes back to another thing, and he's bullshit. He's bullshit. And I'm sorry to say he's Italian.
I know. I feel the same way. But I want to ask you how you handle technology in today. With the computers, and because I know a lot of older guys.
I don't know anything about computers. My wife does everything. She knows all the stuff, Okay. I get on my phone. I have an Android, and I put these things, in the ear. And last night I was listening to the Oscar Peterson Trio. Now I don't know if you guys know who Oscar.
I knew who that is.
Yeah. And and I lay in bed and I listen to Oscar Peterson. I listen to Buddy Rich. I listen to Maynard Ferguson. Oh my God! You're a Maynard Ferguson fan?
I used to play the trumpet 14 years ago. I was.
Oh wow! Well,
so here's my story. Here's my story, Bobby, and I don't want to take away from you, but when I was playing baseball, I decided to play baseball rather than play the trumpet. But I played the trumpet 14 years.
Oh,
I had the opportunity. Listen, I had the opportunity to be on the Tonight Show band. I thought the guy was lying to me. I never knew.
Really?
Yeah, I would say I was good at it, but I wasn't good at high notes. I was just good at playing loud.
Well, you know what? You can always play the second chair. You got the first chair playing lead trumpet. Right. You got the second chair, playing, second trumpet. Pete Barbeauty does a marvelous thing. I don't know if you're aware of Pete Barbeauty. He does a marvelous thing with the second trumpet player. He's too funny. He's too funny. He really is. And I've worked a lot with Pete as well. But I remember I was in high school at a place called Bishop Newman High School
Mm-hmm.
in South Philadelphia. And there was a place in Philadelphia called the, oh God, it was a great, what the hell's the music hall in Philly? You know, it's still there, you know.
Scioli's?
No, the music hall on Broad Street. Oh God. Anyway, I cut school.
Mm-hmm.
I cut school because there was a 3 o'clock in the afternoon performance, and
Academy Music.
and it was the 4 freshmen, the original 4 freshmen.
I remember them. Yeah.
And the place was called the Academy of Music, which had like the best acoustics you can ever hear anywhere in the world. And so the opening act was the 4 freshmen with Bob Flanagan playing trombone, and the headliner was Maynard Ferguson with the big band. And and I, since 5 years old, I just love big bands, and how the big bands, started to evolve, from the days when they were playing, T for two, two, T for two. And then you hear Maynard Ferguson doing like paw, 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 paw,
They get the high notes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was great. Oh my God, are you kidding?
Brings back a lot of memories. A lot of memories for Bobby and I know that because I grew up in the 60s, Bobby. I'm 59, but I mean, you've got some years on me, but I still grew up in that big band era, 50s,
Yeah,
60s.
for sure.
We still played in the 60s and 70s a little bit.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Amazing.
yeah, great music.
Oh, great.
Did you ever work with the Wrecking Crew, by the way? Because they did a lot of the 60s songs. They did the bass of a lot of 60s songs, big hit songs.
The only who was the girl? She played bass for the
Carol
Wrecking Crew.
Carol something.
Carol K.
Yeah, that's who it is.
Was that her?
Okay.
Carol K.
Yeah.
I worked with when I was with Capitol. I recorded a song that was written by Milton Berle, and it was at the Capitol Studios in L.A. And Carol Kay was playing Fender. She was playing Fender bass, not an upright. I don't even know if she ever played upright because she always played, the electric bass.
Right.
And Louis Belson was playing drums on the date. And Milton Berle wrote the lyrics and the melody of the song called "You Got to Enjoy Joy." And it's a big band chart, and it swings its ass off. It's a great chart, and you can, if you the Capitol years, Bobby Rydell, and "You Got to Enjoy Joy's on there. We released it as a single, but it was too hip for the time. It was very, very too hip for the time. But it was a great tune written by Mr. Berle. "You Got to Enjoy Joy."
Now, see, I never knew he was a songwriter.
Yeah.
Comedian.
Yeah, he wrote quite a few tunes.
Wow. Ted Davenport's got something. He says he collects big band. What's it say?
Remotes.
If you would like some, we'd be happy to send him copies of them to you.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. Yeah, sure.
There you go.
Yeah. Just
You're
send them to my
ready.
web. Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
We're actually getting ready to, in a couple minutes, end the interview, but I've just been so excited about this interview for the last couple of weeks.
Well, the beginning of the month, but it's okay.
I'm sorry I missed it a couple of weeks ago.
No, it's okay. You were much more important. We wanted to make sure you were okay.
Yeah, that's what
Thank
I'm
you
talking
ever so
about.
much. Thank
I
you.
want to make sure you're okay, and I'm just looking forward to the interview so much because of all the things that we want to ask you and all the. I'm sure we can't get to all of them, but we got to most of them. And out of all of them, I mean, I just find you fascinating. Still play your music today. Still play all your songs today.
So funny. I love that you're so real and you don't give a crap about Corona.
I love that.
No, I don't. I know. I don't.
I'm just going to be honest. That's the truth right there. But Bobby, before we get ready to end the show, if you can give out your website again, where people can get merchandise and your social media.
Absolutely. You just go to BobbyRydell.com, and that's my website, and you can find, all of the merchandise and tour dates that are supposedly happening, coming up soon. We hope that, Yeah, because we still don't know. There are things that are on the website that we're supposedly going to do, but who knows? Who really knows what's going to happen?
Well, if the world opens up again, I would love to see you live.
Yeah, we would
somewhere.
definitely love.
We're in New Jersey.
Whereabouts in Jersey?
We're in Hamilton.
We're in Hamilton, Trenton, New Jersey, right in Trenton.
Oh my God! Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, I told him. My wife said I should tell you I met you years ago. I told her we met at the Luann shop. Yeah, they already told her.
Oh, right. Yeah, Louise Camilleri.
And that's in Hamilton. That's in Hamilton Square.
Yeah, absolutely. The Luann shop. Right.
So yeah, so cool.
Oh, that's a long time. That's a long time ago.
Yes, so that's where we are. But I definitely, hopefully, when the world opens up, I could have you live either in the studio, or something where I could actually officially meet you.
It'd be my pleasure. Thank you ever so much. Thank you.
Yes, I really appreciate it. You're so amazing and super fascinating. Your music is mind-blowing.
We're really impressed.
I love listening to it still to this day. And like my dad said, I'm 23, so I grew up listening to you.
Thank you ever so much. That's so nice. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. No problem. Thank you again for being on my show. Before we get ready to end, did you want to say anything?
Mom, you want to say anything?
My mom's just gonna come say hi real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, where's Mom at?
Here comes Mama.
Where's Mom? Yeah,
Her name is
come on,
Sandy.
Mom.
She's a children's book author.
Here, Dad,
I will. Go ahead. Go ahead, honey.
Hold on 1 second.
Go ahead.
Sandy, come on over. Come on.
Hi. This is just such a pleasure.
Hi, Mom. How you doing?
Nice talking to you. Say hi. How are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. And yes, this is
good.
So exciting. I'm so glad that my daughter and husband were able to interview you.
I'm sorry that it took so long, but I was incapacitated,
No, it's okay.
Well,
incapacitated. Yeah.
I was going to say, I was, going out with my husband back in the day when you were at the Luann shop. And,
wow.
Yeah, my mom.
To this day, we're still in touch with Louise's daughter, Debbie Camilleri. Yeah, what a sweetheart. Yeah, they were a wonderful family, just a wonderful one. And my God, it goes back, to 1959 for crying out loud. We've been friends. Yeah.
Well, I complete honor meeting you. Like I said, I will meet you when I'm in Philly next time.
You got it.
We're gonna
for sure.
I'm always in Philly.
If we're ever back into one of the casinos in Atlantic City, got to come, make yourself known, so on and so forth.
Absolutely.
Say hello.
Of course, I'll come. I'll have my own little VIP pass, and I'll come meet you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You got it. You're right.
Thank you, and thank you again, Linda.
Thank you ever so much.
Thank you, Linda, as well.
Now they're thanking you, Linda.
Oh, you're welcome.
And she says, "You're welcome. Thank you ever so much." And don't forget, wear your mask, do your social distancing. That's all fine and good. The other bullshit, forget about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Enjoy your life. Enjoy your life.
Talking to
And
me?
don't double mask. Okay.
You're talking to me?
I'm just saying.
Are you talking to me? That's what happened one time. Robert De Niro he met Marcel Marseille, and he said to Marcel, "Are you talking to me?" You remember who Marcel Marseille was? He was the mime. He never
the
talked.
mime.
Marcel Marseille. Yeah. Are you talking to me? You talking to me?
I love it. Thank you so
Okay,
much
thank you
for
so
the
much.
amazing interview, Bobby.
Wonderful.
Thank you ever so much. Everybody stay well, stay safe as much as you can, and don't go for all the bullshit. Just live your life.
You know what you should end it on? You should end it on don't watch the news at all.
Oh, don't watch no news. Don't watch any of the goddamn media because they all suck. They all lie. Forget about it. Forget about it. They all suck. MSNBC, Fox, CNN. They should all be shot. Every one of them should all be shot.
Oh my God. Okay, Bobby, we'll talk to you.
Enjoy your dinner. Thank you.
All
Yeah,
right.
we're gonna have some spaghetti and meatballs.
Go enjoy. Go enjoy.
Good. Thank
Mangia,
you.
Grazie, grazie. State
Oh,
buone.
Manja, manja.
Manja, manja.
Mangia, figlia mia.
Okay.
Thank you.
State buone.
Yeah, there you go.